Hey, welcome to another episode of Talking Awe. Episode 202, second season, second episode. Sorry we missed last week, but I came in on the weekend like I usually do to shoot, and there was no heat in the building. So I wasn't going to sit here and do the show in the cold. So I think the city is finally getting a handle on it, but we'll see. Let's see, what do we got to talk about this week? There's so much. It seems our illustrious city councilor, Terry Clark, has asked for a reconsideration of the Lenco Bearcat with another chance for public input. So here's your chance. I believe it's going to be at the FOP meeting on February 9th, if I'm not mistaken. This is your chance to be heard. The powers that be, i.e., the mayor, John McClane, the police chief, they keep telling us that this is nothing more than a glorified pickup truck. They're flat out lying to you. A glorified pickup truck, unless it's something like Bigfoot, does not cost $300,000. Plain and simple. And if the federal government is spending $300,000 on a pickup truck, then somebody had better answer about the reckless spending. You like my new camera shot, by the way? I couldn't figure out what to do, so I figured I'd give you... I like a wide shot, so you can see what my hands are doing, because I'm always looking down. I'm looking at monitors and the soundboard to make sure that my audio is not too loud. So I wanted a wide shot so you could see why I'm not always looking directly at you. All right. Otherwise, here's a shot you get. Okay. This Lenco Bearcat is not just a souped-up pickup truck. It is an armored personnel carrier. Granted, the one we're getting does not have a gun turret on the top, because we haven't asked for that yet. Homeland Security is giving us a stripped-down version of what they send to war. Of course, they trick it out to be more deadly for the military version. But don't let anybody fool you. This is an armored personnel carrier. Ask the simple questions. How many people does it carry? Carries, I believe, 2 in the front, and I believe it can hold up to 6 or 8 people in the back. 6 or 8 people that it will carry. Their personnel. When they climb in the back and the thing rolls, it is a personnel carrier. Here's question number 2. Will this vehicle be armored? Their answer, yes. There you go. Stop saying it's just a souped-up pickup truck. Refer to it as what it is, an armored personnel carrier. I don't know for a fact that it will be completely weaponless. Otherwise, they would be able to say it is just an armored personnel carrier. Once they start adding weapons on it, then it becomes something totally different. And on Town Crier this week, they had Senator Molly Kelly on. And this subject came up. And of course, Kendall, being the mayor, wanting to keep everything smooth and not upset any of the people in Keene, which is what a mayor should do. He said it's a glorified pickup truck, blah, 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 blah. Same thing we've heard. And Chris Coates actually chimed in with this tidbit, which I couldn't really believe. He said, is that for when we want to create a police state? And the mayor and the senator kind of chuckled it off. But yes, that's exactly why Homeland Security is passing these things out like they're candy. Because when the government says, that's it, crack down on the people, guess what? We're toast. We've seen it. We saw it during Hurricane Katrina. What was the first thing the government did? They rolled in their armored personnel carriers and they took away everybody's guns. That's it. Look, go to this meeting where they're going to discuss this Bearcat. Voice your opinion. Tell them we don't want to provoke violence. I saw a nice post on Facebook today from Terry Clark that he said, because Randy Filio had posted that for all you people that are concerned, there was apparently an armed standoff Friday night or Saturday night in Keene that the police handled very well, from what I understand. The problem is, Terry's remark said that a lot of these armed situations, desperate people, stem from the fact that we're cutting the mental health organization's benefits. People are depressed. Suicide. They go, well, maybe they should have got some help. Where? People are pissed off. So what do? They grab a gun. They lash out. Why? Nobody to talk to. You can't expect people to make it through life with absolutely no help. The things that the government is spending its money on, face it, is killing people. That is our government's main focus right now, is killing people. I know, I'm full of crap. But think about it. Look at the defense budget. What does that money go to? It goes to killing people. Don't believe it doesn't. The entire defense budget is there to kill people. That's what war is. That's what spreading democracy is. We get over into these foreign countries that have been living under the same rule for thousands of years, and we tell them, no, you're doing it all wrong, do it our way, and they say, well, piss off. We kill them. Your tax dollars. How do you good Christians feel about that? How does the religious right or whatever it is, a religious left or religious right or wherever the hell on the scale they stand, how do those people feel about the fact that every single bit of their tax dollars that is going into the defense budget killing people? Everybody says we need to bring the Bible back into school. Well, sure, but we'd have to give up our conquest of the world then. And I don't think we're ready to do that. I don't know. It makes no sense to me. Here's another thing that makes no sense to me. There's talk of, well, Massachusetts is already doing it, and there's talk in New Hampshire about, well, the state would have more money if we raised the cigarette tax. That's what I get in this year. Let's raise the cigarette tax because it'll create money for education and other things that we need. But in this year, I hear everybody should quit smoking. That doesn't make any sense. If you're going to tax something that's very popular and you're not trying to wipe out. Oh, and by the way, you want people to quit smoking cigarettes? Tell the tobacco companies to shut down. Pull cigarettes off the market. That solves the problem once and for all, doesn't it? Except for those people that'll start growing tobacco and rolling their own. You want to raise taxes? Legalize marijuana, start taxing that. Because there are no national ad campaigns saying, you know, quit smoking marijuana. The American Lung Association says you shouldn't smoke marijuana. No, it's not the people. It's not the American Lung Association that's worried about marijuana. It's the cops. I don't know. It just, wow, something's up screwing with this thing. Hold on. All right, there we go. I don't know if I was getting any sound or not, but we'll see. Okay. So the whole cigarette tax, quit smoking, raise taxes, stupid, right? Here's another thing that's stupid. Apparently there's a bill in the House or the Senate or somewhere in Concord floating around that will allow businesses to not serve gay couples. I think that's what the bill is. I didn't really read it because it kind of disgusts me. Because when you look at it, all growing up as a kid, I can remember going into stores and seeing signs on the store walls that say, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone for any reason." That's up to the business owner. It's not discrimination. Or maybe it is discrimination. But here's the way I look at it. Okay. In Concord, they're also getting ready to vote on the repeal of Gay Marriage Act. Because, you know, two guys being married or two women being married is against God's great will and mind, and we will all surely burn in hell. Much the same as if a black man marries a white woman. Oh, wait. No. I guess it would be racist of me to say that black man can't marry a white woman. That's just absolutely wrong. I could probably be thrown in jail. Or definitely, you know, banned in the city from being a nice person. 60 years ago, that's exactly what people thought. 60 years ago, the Bible said marriage is only between a white man and a white woman, or a black man and a black woman. Never the twain shall meet. Somewhere in the past 60 years, we've seen the folly of our thoughts and our mistakes and realized that, that's wrong. Color, color shouldn't enter into the marriage thing. Right. It shouldn't. And neither should sexual persuasion. That shouldn't enter into the marriage realm either. Marriage is a union between two people that love each other. People. Doesn't matter if they're gay or if they're straight. I know a lot of marriages, especially, you get up into the later stages of marriage, the sex is non-existent anyway. But people still say gay marriage will ruin the sanctity of marriage. Not like a husband beating his wife, or kicking the crap out of his kids, or just up and leaving for a pack of cigarettes and never coming home. There's a lot of things that are going to ruin the sanctity of marriage, and it's not gay people. You know what really ruins the sanctity of marriage? Love. Because it's something that just happens. People don't control love. You can be married for 20 years. And all of a sudden, whoop, guess what? The love's not there anymore. But, ooh, I spotted something else I'm kind of taking a fancy to. So a 20-year marriage flushed down the toilet because the love just isn't there anymore. And there's nothing you can do about it. It's just dumb to be arguing about it. And when it comes to businesses refusing to serve gay couples, and I guess it's like for bakeries and for event places, and florists maybe. But you'd think a smart businessman would say, wait a minute, it costs, I don't know, $10,000 to $100,000 to get married. If two guys want to spend that kind of money, let them spend it. Nowhere on the dollar bill does it say this note is legal tender for everybody except gay people. The money's the same. And let me tell you, when it comes to decorating, gay people go above and beyond your normal man and woman, husband and wife relationship. Gay people like expensive art and flowers and antiques. They spend just as much money as regular people do. So, it does nothing but hurt a business owner to refuse service for gay couples. If I was a caterer and a gay couple came to me and said, we want to get married, would you like to cater our reception? My answer would be, how many people? The more the merrier. And that's what gets me. People scream about the economy, but then they go, oh well, we're not gonna serve anybody that's gay. It's retarded. Idiotic. If you don't like the word retarded, idiotic is another word. Or stupid. Or just plain not very business savvy. So the people in Concord, you know, again, look at the facts. Look at the simpleness of it all. I have to find the email address, and we'll run the email address in case you have any comments or tell me I'm wrong or whatever. There it is. talkingaw@CheshireTV.org. That's where you can reach me. Email me about anything. Tell me I'm screwed up. Tell me, yay, Rick, thanks for standing up for gay marriage. I'm not standing up so much for gay marriage as I'm just standing up for the fact that if somebody wants to get married and they want to spend money, hell, take their money. You might as well. Somebody else will. That's all I'm saying. Where I am. There we are. All right. I got about 5 minutes left, so think about what else has been going on. We have the capital improvement project deal is coming up at the next couple of FOP meetings, and then there's going to be the big public hearing on the capital improvement thing. That'll all tie in with the budget talks. That's coming up. We also have January 11th. It's a Saturday morning. And I know it starts early, but 9 o'clock is the public hearing on the school board budget and warrant articles. So if you've got any input there, get down to that meeting. I believe it starts at 9 o'clock. It's out at the high school. It's called Keene Board of Education First Session. So that's, it's always a Saturday's work for Ernie and I and us folks here at Cheshire TV, because we cover that so you folks at home can see it if you don't want to go down to the school. I don't think there's anything super huge or controversial in the budget this year. All I know is the school board has to get a handle on the stuff that's going on out there, as far as the block scheduling, the non-block scheduling, just how to teach our kids. I mean, that's the most important thing. I don't think it's what we're teaching our kids. We need to look at how we're teaching our kids, and how can we teach them with more efficiency and let them get a little bit more out of things. They say block scheduling does it, but I don't think that's just the answer. I also heard, speaking of the school board, that nobody has signed up to run for school board this year. I thought about it for a second, but there's 3 people leaving and nobody is signed up. And I'd hate to win by default like that. And I don't know if I could really help the school board with anything. My ideas are way too far out, or too far back or something. But I remember them talking about alternative education back in the 70s when I was going to school. Because every kid learns different. Some kids don't belong in the schoolroom. They're disruptive. So we need to find some other way to deal with those kids. Some of them are great kids. They can't stand the walls. You know, at one time we had looked at like outdoor educational programs, such like the Outward Bound type of deals that taught life skills and self confidence and all that through wilderness exploration. You know, classrooms that are outdoors. And people kind of scoff that stuff away. You know, saying, well, that's got nothing to do with education. Well, maybe it does. I mean, if your goal is to be like a park ranger or work with the Department of the Interior, the State Park Service, the National Park Service, you know, any kind of those environmental type jobs, that's perfect for it. You know, and it's stuff that kids don't get in a classroom. You know, you can't get the same education reading a book about rock climbing as you can out there facing the fears, scraping the knuckles, you know, arms pumping, heart pumping. And when you complete a task, after all of that, your self-confidence just, boom, it's there. You know, you go, look, I was in a tough situation. I didn't think I was going to make it. Halfway up the cliff, I thought I was going to have to be lowered down. Embarrassed, beaten down, and broke. But no, I sucked it up. I pushed that few extra feet, and I won. I can do anything. That's what we got to teach our kids. We got to let them realize it on their own. So, my time's up for today. Till next week, Rick Blood. Peace.